NBC2 News at 11.
But there was a specific visit of Biden to Modi, and a decision was made in the Indian government not to disclose the contents of those packages that were being deployed in Uttar Pradesh, which they're still there. And Uttar Pradesh is flatlined right now. The rest of the world is yelling about Omicron and hospitalizations. Well, South Africa isn't, but Uttar Pradesh is still flatlined in terms of deaths.
So they were visited by someone in the Biden administration?
Right. No, there's a meeting between Joe Biden and Modi.
And you believe that out of that meeting,
they decided? I don't know what they said. Wasn't invited. All I know is that immediately afterwards, there was a decision not to disclose the contents of what was being deployed in Uttar Pradesh.
It's so crazy to imagine that in the middle of a pandemic, there's one place, one area of India that's extremely successful in combating the virus, and they're not going to say how they did it. I mean, that's nuts.
So that's where I kind of, my stance in all of this is to say, here are the facts, here are the verifiable data, draw your own conclusion.
Okay. Now, February of 2020, you catch it. What did you take?
Famotidine.
Famotidine and anything else?
No, there's nothing else available.
So this was so early on in the pandemic. How did you wind up being hospitalized?
Nope.
No?
I did develop long COVID. And I always get why did you take the vaccine? Well, I took it fairly early on. I took Moderna because that's what the National Guard was deploying in my very rural county in basically central Northern Virginia.
Isn't there some evidence that the vaccine actually helps people with long COVID?
That was the rumor at the time. I took it for two reasons. I had long COVID. It was supposed to help with that. And I knew I was going to have to travel internationally to France and Portugal in the near future.
Now, is there any evidence that the vaccine helps against long COVID? Or is there anecdotally, is there anything?
Anecdotally, there was. And I have not seen a peer-reviewed solid publication or preprint that supports that now. But that was the active rumor at the time. And since then, what we do know, for sure, well documented, if you've got prior COVID and natural immunity, you have a higher risk of adverse events from the jab.